Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for dropping by. Today I wanted to do a little walkthrough and give my thoughts on the Cave of Sybil Oracle, and this is by Tiera May. Tiera is the creator of the Ritual Tarot, which I'm sure you've all seen over the last few years, and this is Tiera's new offering, which was on Kickstarter last year. So me and Tiera are friends, so she sent me this copy of the deck, and I said I'd do a walkthrough for her. So here I am. So as always, I mean, especially with something like this, because it's not your normal general oracle deck, I wanted to work with it. So I've been working with it now for the last 3 or 4 days over the weekend, and I thought I'd come on today to share my opinions. So it's absolutely beautiful, guys. Honestly, it's obviously I'll tell you more as I go through. So it's in this 2-part hardcover box, and you have the 2024 there, Tiera May, and then tierramay.com, and their Chthonic Oracle. So basically what you do get in the deck is a guidebook, and it's not a guidebook full of explanations or anything like that, which I will show you in a moment. But first of all, I want to tell you what the deck is all about. So basically it says the witch is a symbol of revolt. This oracle is an act of rebellion. Witches who wish to keep their hands clean, this oracle is not for you. The cave of Sybil leads to the underworld, but to get through the Porta Inferno, Sybil demands an offering, a drop of blood, a golden bow, everything we used to be and never can be again. Never be again. Ere we descend into Plutonian darkness, beneath the soil, underground. So there's lots of information here about how to use the deck. Let me just say what, like Tiera explains in the guidebook, the Cave of Sybil is designed to guide you through your own shadow realm and the dark times we live in. These images were not created to heal, they were created to transmute. The process of transmutation is painful. It is a burning away of that which does not serve. But with this pain also comes malleability and softness, a softness that helps to shed old layers and the scar tissue of hardened wounds. Many layers were stripped away in the creation of this deck, many versions of myself reduced to ash in the alchemical fires. It is my wish that the Cave of Sybil serves as a bridge from the realm of daylight to the sacred darkness of unknowing. May its blackened flame corrupt, defile, and reshape. If Sybil allows us to return from the chthonic depths of the land of the living, we would be wise to live well, so that we may one day die well. After all, death is eternal. It is always there, the ancient serpent that devours the gods behind our altar fires. So there you go. That is a brief explanation of the deck. The art were created by Tiera by hand over the course of a year in her personal journals and notebooks. It says, because of their deviant concept, these images do not readily allow themselves to be defined or caged. Like the subversive spirit of the witch, they reject conformity. Like all demonic entities, their power lies in an existence in between and outside of fixed categories. The meanings of the cards are fluid. What they have in common is the fusion of attraction and repulsion, in which lust and disgust, sexuality and suffering are inextricably linked. I have intentionally kept the instructions for using the cards brief, so as not to limit their magical potential. Images have their own language, and words do not do justice to what they express. They act as catalysts for meaning, but their divinatory interpretation is ultimately an individual matter for which there are no rules. So each image in the deck is paired with a poetic incantation contained in the accompanying spell book. This book of ritual spells was created using a cut-up ritual. Words and phrases were dissected, mixed and reassembled according to the ancient alchemical principle of solve et coagula, dissolve and coagulate. The spells are designed to deepen your connection to each image as you interpret them into your practice. The lyrical eye through which many of the spells speak is not that of the author. Rather, it's a magical garment for you to adorn throughout your journey with the deck. So, my words explaining, you can see that this is already a pretty intense and deep deck. Is it for everybody? No, it's not going to be for everyone. But people who want to kind of do the work, and find out like really what's in the subconscious, it's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. I really, really do. It's been a long time since I've seen an oracle, well, a deck. I'm not going to say it's an oracle because it's amazing artwork that you can use in many, many ways. You can use it as a standalone deck. You can use it for deck pairings as well, which I have done. It pairs fantastically well with Tiera's Ritual Tarot, obviously. But it is a deck to treasure. I wouldn't personally use this for readings for other people. This is going to be my own personal deck. I mean, obviously you can, but this lends well for me for my own personal work. Tiera does say in the guidebook that it is best to be used by candlelight. Well, you will see the images in a moment when I'm going to show them. So basically, you've got the image on the left-hand side and a little bit of prose on the other side. So you can kind of read that if you want to, to kind of give you, a bit of a start, or you can kind of like immerse yourself in the images, which I've been doing over the weekend, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, so enough of my babbling about the guidebook. I want to get onto the cards. Right, the cool thing is, oh, by the way, there's 53 cards in the deck. I forgot to tell you that, guys. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous card stock as well. Fans Like a Dream, incredibly lovely. So yeah, it's really, really special. So you look at the image, I don't know, I cannot explain how I feel when I kind of look at these images, because artwork, images are so personal to the individual. There's no point in me telling you how I feel when I work with this deck, because we're all going to have different experiences, depending on what we're looking for. It's certainly not a deck that works on the superficial level, it works on a really, really deep, intense level, as I said before. So if you are ready to kind of face things, this is absolutely incredible. So you can look at the images, but you can flip the card over and there is a keyword on each of the card at the bottom. So that keyword for that is mother. These keywords were done with Tiera closing her eyes, sorry, and just putting pen to paper. And it gives it such a dark kind of witchy aesthetic as well. I know that some people are absolutely gonna love this deck as much as I do. Which I did, I kind of focused on the images and kind of relaxed my eyes. I could pick up lots of all other images as well. It's very kind of raw and primal, and this is what I love about a deck. It's not the same old churned out stuff. It's completely unique, completely different. Yeah, and I honestly can't find anything whatsoever negative to say about it. It is absolutely incredible. I'm not going to go through like all the keywords on the cards, because I want to see if you guys can kind of get anything from the card as I'm showing you through the deck. It does. It does cave of Sybil. Obviously, it does look like you're kind of in your own inner world when you put this deck together. If, for instance, I'm just using these as an example here. You can use as little or as many cards as you like, and like when you put them together as like kind of a picture with 4 cards, this is where for me the magic really starts to happen. So I am very much a visual person, and for something like this, it's absolutely spot on for me to kind of like use, appreciate, and treasure, because I do like to form a bond with the deck, and obviously with something like this as well, I will show that one's lure. We'll all get like kind of a different visceral reaction and a response to artwork like this, and this is why I think it works so well, because it's just absolutely incredibly done. I adore Tiera's artwork, and yeah, I wish there were more decks like this out there. I really do. That keyword is feral. So whatever feral means to you. Yeah, it's just nice to have something so unique in the community, where we're stuck in this sea of sameness. And so a huge thank you for Tiera for working so hard on this deck, and bringing it all together, to give the community something incredibly useful and usable in the practice. So I have no idea what kind of person this would appeal to. I think it's obviously a personal choice, your own personal taste. If you like, I'm kind of like generalizing here, but if you like dark and witchy, it would appeal to you. If you like something that kind of speaks to your soul, this would also appeal to you. And also, if you're a very visual person who likes to look deeper into artwork, this would also appeal to you as well. And yeah, I just want to play with these cards all the time, because when you kind of look at what's on the forefront of your mind, you have to kind of like relax, I think, and absorb everything in. And then what I was doing was, I wasn't looking at the key. I am so glad the keywords are on the back of the cards, because to me, on the front of the cards, it would have been really off-putting for me, because you're kind of fixated on the keyword then, and you're trying to make a connection between the keyword and the image. So without any distraction whatsoever on the cards, it works like an absolute dream. So what I was doing was, I laid a few out in a spread. Well, it wasn't really a spread. I just laid a few cards on the table, and as I said, like kind of like went into a meditative state. And then I kind of wrote down like what I was seeing from the cards, what the kind of hits I was having. And only then, after I'd done all that, did I look on the back of the cards at the keywords. And then I went back through thinking, oh yeah, that kind of made sense, what I saw and things like that. So yeah, as I said, it is deeply, deeply personal. And because like, what I practice is completely different from what you guys practice, and vice versa. Brit has got like huge appeal for people. I would like to see a tarot, Tiera, if you watch this, I'd like to see a tarot deck done in the same kind of way now, because it's just phenomenal. It really is. Yeah. And there's like, there's like so many like, everything's going round at the moment where people are really into deck pairings. I've kind of jumped on the bandwagon on my Instagram. So I'm doing a series of different kinds of deck pairings because people struggle sometimes to think, oh, what can I put that with that, and blah blah blah. There's loads of different ideas on YouTube as well. So I've been doing that, and I've really been enjoying it because some things I thought wouldn't work together absolutely do. Um, Obviously, for me, with a deck pairing, it has to go, you know, on an aesthetic vibe as well as a kind of a similar vein in the category. So, for instance, I wouldn't be pairing these with a Kyle Gray deck. Nothing against Kyle Gray whatsoever or his decks. I'm just saying it hasn't got that same kind of vibe. But like, obviously, if you want to pair it with Kyle Gray's work, that's entirely up to you. I suppose you could like the darkness and the light aspect of it, but I did pair this with obviously Tiera's, as I said earlier. I paired it with Joanna Waldo's, yes, Garabandalia Tarot, and there's a couple of other like darker decks like Mysteries of the Black Madonna as well. It works absolutely amazingly well with that one. And so there is lots and lots of options. And one thing you could do as well, you could actually just pull a card out the deck, um, you know, intentionally by looking at the images, instead of shuffling and just looking through the images, there's a title card, and just journaling with that card and see what kind of answers you get with that, because I know some of you guys are extremely clever in your visualization and then, the pen to paper, because I saw a lot on Instagram. And I love to see that because like what I don't see other people see, and I think that's really really important. And so yeah, also this deck pairs incredibly well with the soul cards as well. Well, I always say the soul cards pairs with anything, because that is one of my number one favorite decks anyway. So I do try to sneak the soul cards into wherever I can. But as you can see, the imagery is intense. It's dark, it's raw, and so you will get from these cards whatever you want to see and feel. Because I also think, when you're looking at kind of artwork like this, how you feel is really, really important as well. You can kind of see the keyword on the back of the cards as well. And it's not too obvious, and that's what I love about it, So that one, for instance, is womb. What does that mean to you? And I can't say I've got a favourite card because every card is equal in favouritism, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, some of the images, you do get kind of a reaction like a wow and oh gosh, what could that mean? But when you kind of like breathe, center and focus and like, lose yourself in the imagery, that's when like everything like that kind of tends to come alive. So yeah, I love that. I just love it so much. That was one of the cards I had in my pool the other night, by the way, and that was Hex. All the little details as well in the cards are just absolutely incredible. Really, really cool, and that is another one of my favourites as well. And that one's Origin. And then finally, we have Bind. So the backs are all the same. And then like when you put your finger on the bottom, you can't see the keywords anyway. And so yeah, the backs are all the same. Discrete keywords in the bottom there. That one's turned around. So yeah, guys, you can get this from Tiera's website, and it's absolutely incredible. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and if you use it, what do you think yourself? And yeah, it's just something really, really special. and it will be a very much well-loved treasured deck. So thank you, Tiera, and thank you guys for your support, your subs, and carrying on watching. I do enjoy your comments, and I do really enjoy what I'm doing. So I will see you all very soon. You take care of yourselves and have a good day. Bye, guys.